and Foxy Brown teased me. So the victims of the slaughter at Uvalde are being buried, and one thing remains clear is that nothing is clear. Now police officers of the Uvalde Police Department have decided not to cooperate. Now we've had stories that started out as we engaged them, we took fire, to now we know that as many as 19 men huddled in that hallway for at least an hour while they knew children were dying. Now, there clearly is a difference between the police officers, for instance, at 911 who ran into a building knowing that they would risk their lives, and these officers. Now, I can't say what was in their mind, but I can say this. If a weapon can hold 19 well-armed, well-trained men at bay, then that weapon does not need to be on our streets. If that weapon can make 19 men with long guns and bulletproof vests and training stay outside for an hour for fear of the havoc it could wreak, it does not need to be on our streets. And we have to call it what it is. I don't know what was in those officers' mind, but I do know it is highly unusual for people to stand in the hallway while children are dying. Children are dying. Jason Whitlock said, well, there's no incentive for being a hero with a police officer. We're not asking you to be a hero. We're asking for you to do the shit it says on the side of your door, to protect and serve, honor, integrity, and valor, those kinds of things. And clearly, some people did not think that that was the case. There's a young man, Scott Peterson, who was at Broward. He was at Marjorie Stoneman High in Broward County. He is called the Coward of Broward. He's facing the death penalty for his refusal to act. He stayed out there 10 minutes, and the charges that are against him could yield the death penalty for him. I think if we're going to have these kinds of weapons, if people are determined that these people, that America needs to have these weapons on their streets, we have to have police officers that understand that that's the gig. They have to understand, well, this is what you go up against. This is the job you sign up for. But when you stand outside and children are dying, I can understand the anger. Then the supposed reason that your governor allowed the most lax gun laws in the country was supposed to be if something happened, then you could go and take care of it if the police weren't there. Then you didn't even let the parents do that. And then there were police officers that off duty that came to get their kids. This thing went bad all kinds of ways. But we cannot have both these weaponry on our streets and police officers who act that way. They shouldn't be able to refuse to cooperate. We need to know what happened. We need to know what went wrong. And if something went wrong that rises to the level of criminality, they need to be charged just like Scott Peterson is charged. Nobody's asking you to be a hero, but every training since Columbine, every police expert says that when there's a shooter, that an officer, no matter if it's 1, 2, or 19, engages. They go toward the danger. And the thing about it is we give policemen deferential treatment. The whole qualified immunity is by the Supreme Court because we say your job is tough. We believe you. You're holding exalted positions in our jobs. And now you hide behind the fact that you don't want to talk. What you don't want to do is keep getting your lives messed up and keep getting yourself further in trouble. But you shouldn't be able to do that. Those parents need answers, and the country needs answers too. They need to know what happened. Literally, if it was 19 men, 19 children got killed. There was one armed officer in that hallway for every child that died. Literally. 19 people is a battalion. A battalion is from 18 to 50. You had a battalion for the people, and you stood in that hallway. And now you have the temerity to not want to talk about it? That shouldn't be. We cannot have both these high-grade weapons on our streets and police officers who don't act and then won't talk. I'm very sorry that the children, the community of Uvalde is going through that. I'm very sorry that they had a trust that has been damaged with the police department and the other police agencies. But I'm more sorry that people do not seem to understand that those weapons on the street cause fear. Fear. If grown men stand in a hallway while children are being slaughtered, they hear 911 calls, and they're too afraid to act, we need to reconcile ourselves with the fact that that weapon does not to be in the hands of anybody. And why would an 18-year-old person need a gun like that? The minute your child turns 18, your insurance is high until they turn 25. Because that's when they do stupid things. So you can't have low insurance premium. You can't rent a car, but you can go get an AR-15. We have to decide, are our children worth it? We have to decide, are our streets worth it? We have to decide, are our communities worth it? That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report. Come up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.